didn't even expect it to be remotely competitive, to be honest. I don't think it really was, but physically, I should have been doing a lot better with that sort of opponent. And I still lived and loved the big event, so I was chasing them still. So I weren't bowing out until I got the Galal fight, so I really doubled down and made sure I got it. Galal has been a friend of mine, an opponent of mine from the amateurs, you know, training, sparring partners throughout my career, and I needed that fight. I needed the British versus British. I needed that event. So
you obviously have a huge following over there, but you came here in the U.S. You fought in the U.S. a bunch of times, and they really took a liking to you. You're one of the few British fighters, along with Ricky Hatton, may God rest his soul, where the American fans really enjoyed you. They enjoyed your trash talk, the cut of your jib. What was it like to have a growing American fan base too?
Yeah, and I'm feeling it now. Like when I come to America, look, I'm here now. I get recognized. People stop and speak to me. In the world of boxing, especially, I get a lot of respect. That fight with Bam was a hell of a fight. Probably one of his best fights that he's had, competitive-wise. I think.
He says it was the toughest fight he's had. That's what he says.
Yeah, and I couldn't really see from the second round onwards. He hit me with a clean jab, and it fractured my orbital bone. So for the rest of the fight, I was literally seeing double.
So you fought 8-9 rounds with a fractured orbital bone?
Yeah, because at that point I really was willing to die in the ring. And I think after I lost that, I was expecting a big shitstorm really, and a lot of negative. But if anything, it was probably the most positive I've ever been received after that fight. I was in Saudi a week later doing the corner for Lyndon Arthur versus Bivol.
Yeah.
And everyone in the hotel crossed the hall to come speak to me. Fighters that I've watched and looked up to and wouldn't even think they'd have any notice. Trainers that I've known since I was young. So that kind of changed my mind a bit. It doesn't really matter if you win, you know what I mean? And
talk about the difference between being beloved in the UK and then, you know, fighting in America first as like the opponent, but then also as a beloved character. What's the difference between the US fans and the British fans?
I'll be real, the way I went about my career, I entered a weight division that no one in Britain cares about. Flyweights, they do not, there's so few stars, so few fights that even get onto a broadcast from flyweights. It is really hard, so I kind of opted for the sort of Mayweather approach, the call everyone out, overconfident, and it rubbed up a lot of British people the wrong way, if I'm perfectly honest. I probably had as many people disliking me as I did liking me, but I never did it for that. I never did it for acceptance. I just wanted to get opportunities. I wanted to make my fight mean something. Like both times I lost, the crowds were going crazy at the end, and some people, to me, it hurt them. Some people close to me, they didn't like it, but I told them, relax. Me getting in the ring and making people feel something is my job description. It's the only thing that matters. So if I lose, I'm glad it means something, rather than it just being a fight that gets in and out and no one cares about. And for me, that was my biggest achievement. Further than winning a world title, being world champion, being world number one, the fact that I was going to venues as a flyweight, selling 5, 6, 7, 8,000 tickets, and everyone was locked into the fight. Like, it took me to the back end of my career to get that. Like I said, flyweight, no one cared about.
Yeah, you know, there was a generation that came before you, you know, Rung Visai and Chocolatito, those guys, and you and Bam really carried it to the next level and made it mainstream. What's that like? Not just being like carrying an entire, like carrying the little guys, right? Because they were great little men, Ivan Calderon, Chiquinito Hernandez, great little men, but they didn't really have a platform. Michael Carbajal, you and Bam kind of took it to the next level. Now you got Nakatani and guys like that, but you guys really made it, international in the UK and the US. It wasn't just for Japan. It wasn't just that. It was, you guys made it mainstream in the major boxing markets. What's that like?
Yeah, like I said, it's probably what I take as my biggest achievement in boxing. Being a part of the schedule that people actually care about.
Yeah, you're one of the only little guys that people recognize. Like, as soon as you walk in, it's Sonny.
And it weren't even that. Like, fame for me has never been a thing. I've never tried to be famous. I'm boxing through and through. That's all I care about, boxing shows. You don't see me pop up in, backdrop of music videos or reality TV shows or doing anything mad to try and touch every corner of the world. For me, it was all about boxing, and making and being part of events that people genuinely care about. So yeah, it was an honour, and the fact that I've sort of edged my way into a position where I've got something to do for the rest of my life. I retired before the end of the year, before the end of the month. I had a job with Maxim commentating. I was already managing fighters before. Now I'm signing and getting some of the literal next best talent coming through.
So are you we just talked to Danny Garcia a couple hours ago. Danny says he's retiring, but then he said, are you retiring forever? And he kind of hemmed and hawed at the question, I'm retiring for now. Are you retired? Are you done? Do you miss it at all? Or are you done?
I'm definitely retired for now, but it's one of those never say never. Who knows?
How old are you? Still young, right?
I'm 29. I'm
You're
30.
29, yeah. You haven't 30 yet.
But more than anything, I needed a rest. For 8-9 years straight, I got out of a boxing ring and ran to the next one as quick as possible. And
yeah.
I put my body through hell without fueling it the right way. So mentally, physically, I really needed a break. And like I said, my body was falling apart. So I've got surgery. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what I'll be like after that. So I would never say never, because I know I can change my mind. But
you look in good shape. You look like you keep it up. You still look like an athlete.
The belly's getting bigger every day. I've been in America. I'm not sure what it is. The food's a bit different.
You eating good? You get some cheesesteaks in Philly?
I'm eating good, but I'm eating bad for me.
I get you. I get you.
But yeah, I'm enjoying my food.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed my food.
You looked at the landscape of flyweight division 112 and even 115, and you still think in your head, I can beat these guys. I can take most of these guys.
I don't know. I think after I've been beaten a couple of times, right now I'm a bit, I don't know where I'd fit in. Right, this version of me. The best version of me, I think, beats everyone again and again from different generations. That's what I believe. So when I knew I wasn't performing no more at the same level in sparring and training, I knew the writing was on the wall. Now, if I could ever get back to that, then definitely. I think I'm one of the better fighters, especially on my day, there's ever been. But I don't really want to cheapen my legacy by jumping in and losing to guys that 4 or 5 years ago I would have beat. I'm too good for that, I think.
Puma Martinez and Bam Rodriguez. How does that fight go?
No, I really rated Puma.
It was a really good fight, right?
I remember I was flyweight world champion and they was trying to get me to come up to fight me, for me to fight them for their world title at Superfly. I said, I'll stay down at flyweight where I'm world #1. I'll stay here for a little bit. I still want to do unification fights, but I'm a massive fan of Bam. Very, very, very good fighter. Elite, top pound for pound. Does very little wrong. He trains hard. He lives right. He dedicates.
What does he do that makes him so good? Like what separates him? What does he do?
He doesn't force anything. He flows. No point is he looking for the home run. He's just systematically breaking you down with sharp, hard shots, and his footwork's very good. His range is very good. He's got very long arms. Makes it hard to stay away from it. You kind of almost have to. When I couldn't see, especially, I had to let him hit my gloves or me to know he was close enough to hit. So that's kind of from the second round.
Okay.
I put my hands up. As soon as he hit me, I tried hitting him back. And that was the thing that ended up putting me down, because I reacted to a body shot and he threw through the middle, and that is very good. He hits hard. He doesn't load up. He's relaxed. He's got a good engine. He's very accurate. He's very confident. He's a great fighter, and I'm rooting for him, because every time he wins, it makes my loss look a little bit better. So I'm a big Bam fan, and I hope he goes on and does it. But
I think you sell yourself short. I mean, as an American, I viewed you at that time, you at your best, as the best fighter in the UK. Like, that's how you were viewed by, I would say, the majority of American fight fans. So I think you sell yourself a little short. I mean, you say you're not a pound for pound guy. You are. You were a great fighter, a great champion.
I'll leave it to the
media
and the media to decide. For me, I just tried my best. I was never scared of a fight. I was relentlessly chasing challenges. I knew one day in my career I'd always get beat, because I ran to the hard fights. I didn't get scared of them. I weren't hard to work with. We made the Bam fight in one conversation on my side. Took months on his. Probably good management, but me, I have ADHD. I can't keep doing all all over the place. So this is what I'll fight for. We'll fight anywhere. If I fight in America, I want courtside basketball seats, and I got them. So I was
Came
ready
over
to
to
go.
America and bought him. I tip my hat to you. You didn't have to do that. You were probably the bigger draw, right? You could have demanded he go over there, and you came over to the United States. So kudos for that. How's your brother doing? How's Charlie doing?
Really, really good. He's back in the winning column. He won the WBC and the silver title. No, the international gold. I don't know. I struggled to keep up.
He got a strap. He got a WBC strap.
But, his promoter's talking about a world title shot at the end of the year.
There you go.
They pull it out in public. WBA against David Jimenez, and I think that's a very winnable fight for my brother.
Yeah.
If my brother could become 2 times world champion, then I'd probably have to have a comeback. So he's not the best brother. You know what I mean? So
Is there a
I'm
little
hoping he
sibling
goes
rivalry?
and
Like, all right, if he gets another world title, I gotta
Yeah,
get
I told him,
one.
if you become 2-weight world champion, I'm coming back.
All right. You heard it
There's
here.
no way that I can let him have more world titles than me. Right now, I've got more defenses. Same amount of world titles, more defenses. So technically, I'm the better one. But if he has 2 world titles,
You coming back? You're gonna get a belt at 115?
he's got to win. I know. I'll just stay at 112.
112.
They keep
Okay.
getting bigger every time we get up. I'll just be the flyweight king. That's what I'll try and do.
Sonny Edwards, it was a great career. Thank you for the memories. If you don't fight again, if you do fight again, I'm gonna be front row covering your fight. Thank you for the memories. God bless, champ.